Hey, Warrior Saints. Glad to have you beautiful people with us as we continue our conversation from yesterday.
And he goes further with that in the same First Corinthians in chapter 12. And he talks about basically that we need to overcome it, to your point,
Yeah.
that there may be no discord in the body, but that the members may have the same care for one another. It's about focusing on the other. Discord is that when discord divides us from checking on the other person. And he says, if one member suffers, all suffer together. If one member is honored, all rejoice together. Now you are the body of Christ and individually members of it. It's like we talk about in our team, like we're worried about the team's success.
Yeah.
We're not worried about our individual success within the team. We can talk about that internally, but externally, it's all about focusing on the team's success because we're a team.
Right.
That's the goal. I mean, that's what you see in post-game interviews now all over the place, right? Like the players that don't focus on, well, it's a team effort and blah, blah, blah. Like if they don't do that, they get criticized. They get slammed. They get slammed by their coaches that they're not focused. They're only looking on their own, out for their own glory. Every single year, the Steelers have really typically, not this year as much, but typically have two good wide receivers. And one of them is the big stud wide receiver. And the other one is the number 2 guy that actually ends up getting more of the passes because everyone's double covering the main wide receiver that they look at the stud. And then the little guy is getting all of that. And the big guy starts complaining that he's not getting enough throws. He's not getting enough looks, eventually wants more money, starts complaining all the time in the media. And then the following season, he's gone. The number 2 guy moves to number 1. And inevitably,
Same thing, huh?
it just rinse and repeat. It just keeps going on and on. But when we look at things, as St. Paul is telling us, for the good of the team,
Right.
for the good of the body, for the all y'alls, then we're actually shifting. And that's where that narcissism breaks down. That's really a big shift.
Yeah. I mean, I love it. I mean, even despite the fact you talked about the Steelers, because really, I mean, that's the crux of it. That's the change. It's a different mind. Right. We have to shift the mindset to go from that narcissistic, individualistic, I-focused perspective and look at the success of the team, like you were using the metaphor, right? Like, I mean, the whole idea there, and this is what Paul was saying. You just read it for us in chapter 12. If one suffers, we all suffer. Well, that's a very different mindset than what we see being peddled out there, right? Because, well, it's like, I mean, look, you saw this assassination of Charlie Kirk a few weeks ago. People who loved him were devastated. People who hated him were like, yeah, he deserved it. I mean, can you imagine? I still can't get my head around that.
Yeah.
I mean, the people think like that and they wanted to justify, is it okay to kill somebody you disagree with? Like, blows my mind. How are you as a human being who may not have agreed with that human being not suffered that happened? How can you rejoice in that? Like, I was saying we were sick. I was talking about mental illness and physical health. We're also sick.
Yeah.
That's the kind of crap that's going on. So, I mean, all of my rambling here to say, to go from that to what St. Paul is calling us to keep in mind that, like, I'm going to sound cheesy, but, can't we all get along? We're all in this together. One voice, Barry Manilow. Like, look, it's a hard mental shift to make, but we have to start thinking differently. Otherwise, we're just going to be continuing down this terrible, terrible, descent of chaos and madness. I don't know. You have that look on your face. You found something.
No.
All
right. But it's true. We're in madness. We're going down these rabbit holes as a society. Like there's the mental sickness and all of the physical sickness that you were talking about that are individual. There's a communal sickness. We've forgotten how to live in community. And community has not been retaught and is not being taught. It's not being shown. It's not being demonstrated. It's not being pushed. It's because we're not able to be, sheep following whatever when we're living in a community. We're not able to have civil discussions. We're not able to do any of that. And when we stay angry, we stay distracted. And when we stay distracted, we can't keep our eye on God.
Yeah.
right? We talked about First Kings last week, that God is in the still small voice,
Yeah.
right? It's not the loud. So the louder that things get, the more that we're distracted from hearing what we're actually supposed to do, who we're actually supposed to be, how we're actually supposed to live.
Mhm.
And it's
Yeah.
let's be cheesy for a minute. I'm going to be cheesy for a minute. Matthew in chapter 18, talking about community. For where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst of them. And we think it's beautiful and it's nice. And he's talking about church services and all of this stuff, but he's not. That's not what's going on.
Mm.
Where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, focused on following my commandments.
Mhm.
Being gathered in God's name means we're focused on his commandments. It's not talking about church. It's talking about living a life that is actually focused on following what his word is. And then church becomes the place where we go to learn what that word is,
Mhm.
to be taught what that word is, so that we can actually do it. It doesn't become the pinnacle, it becomes the vehicle.
Yeah. Wow.
That was
great.
good.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was
excuse
great.
me. Hold on.
That was good. But it's not it's the vehicle. Yeah, love that. And notice that you don't do church alone. You have to do it in community.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, it's so good.
Hey, Warrior Saints, thank you so much for being with us. If you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, and share. It helps us get the word out there. And if you want more, visit us at warriorsaints.org and subscribe to Understanding the Bible. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon.